for yielding, Mr. Chair. And I would like to thank you as a fellow Pennsylvanian, Mr. Doyle, and Ranking Member, Mr. Latta, for allowing me to join on this very important meeting today. U.S. leadership in the development and deployment of 5G and beyond is crucial. We all have recognized this in this hearing. And as we continue to battle the Chinese Communist Party for their influence and superiority in this space, we know that we can triumph. In order to achieve this, we need to put forward policy solutions that foster cutting-edge innovation and foster competition in this space. But we also must be mindful of the supply chain challenges that we face with respect to China, and look forward to engaging with this committee as we look to bring critical production and capacity home or into the hands of friendly allies. Mr. Amin and Mr. Baker, I have some questions for you. Some of the issues frequently that have been mentioned throughout today's hearing need to be addressed around Open RAN regarding scale, maturity, and integration with existing equipment. Can you please comment on these issues? Have there been challenges in this regard in your deployments? Mr. Amin, if you would kindly go first.
Thank you very much, Congressman. Maybe I want to tell you about an interesting story. I haven't had a chance to paint this picture, and I think John talked about it. In Japan, the moment that we have created was to bring vendors that you would consider that they are competitor against each other, but somehow they both find a way to work and coexist. For example, we have taken Airspan, that makes Open RAN platform, and collaborating with them on building the hardware that is needed for our architecture. We have taken Altiostar, that provides a software vendor, and work on system integration and interoperability testing between these two companies. This model proves that cooperation is very possible, even if the partners and suppliers compete in other geographies and markets. For Open RAN to flourish, I think the critical thing that we have very focused on is to address the complexity of system integration. In our creation of what we call RCP, the Rakuten Communication Platform, we have taken 3 years of our journey to make sure that we remove the complexities for our future partners and customers to address minimization of the system integration. And I think it is possible to change the perception about the complexities of deploying Open RAN platforms around system integration. It is an issue that we have to address, and I'm very confident through education and collaboration, this is going to be addressed.
Mr. Baker, would you address this as well, specifically regarding integration with existing equipment?
Yes, sure. And I think, start off by saying there's a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt being spread around in the marketplace around integration of equipment, around interfaces being available, around scalability. And Mavenir has demonstrated through its life that you can replace hardware in the core of the network, and you can build these very large virtual platforms. And as an example, we carry 110 million subscribers in T-Mobile's network on virtualized platforms to open interfaces, and the open interfaces on the core have been there and they still continue coming out of the 3GP process. And so Mavenir has been able to develop products to open interfaces and compete on a world market, gaining 39% share of the core market. And now, this is where we come back to the fact if we just get these open interfaces into the RAN market, then it gives everybody the ability to compete. And then this interoperability testing around interfaces will ensure that interfaces follow standards, such that this whole fear about mix and matching product, and a lot of this has come about because proprietary interfaces means that one vendor's equipment today doesn't work with the other vendors. So that's an immediate red flag, and that's because the open interfaces are not being followed. Proprietary interfaces are there, and so the operators avoid this piece of trouble and say, I'll just buy it all from one vendor. They throw their hands up in the air and say, I'll buy it all from one vendor, because I know that these interfaces won't work together. But as far as the Open RAN virtualized platforms are concerned, those interfaces are there and fully open to allow these products to interoperate.
I really appreciate the points that you made regarding the interfaces, that they are available and the collaborative efforts need to occur. I thank you both for your answers. And again, I thank you, Mr. Doyle and Mr. Latta, for allowing me to join in to this important meeting today. And I yield my remaining time. Thank you.